Is conflict, U.S. arming Syrian Kurds unacceptable? Turkey. Turkey's deputy prime minister says the U.S. decision to supply weapons to Kurdish fighters battling Islamic State militants in Syria is unacceptable. Arming the Popular Protection Units, YPG, would not be beneficial, Nuran Kanakli told Haber TV. Ankara says the YPG is an extension of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, designated a terrorist group by the U.S. The PKK insurgency to secure Kurdish autonomy in Turkey has killed thousands of people. Washington says the YPG is essential to the operation to capture the stronghold of Raqqa. The YPG leads the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, an alliance of Kurdish and Arab militias that has driven its militants from about 6,000 square kilometers, 2,300 square miles, of northern Syria over the past 2 years with the help of U.S.-led coalition airstrikes and military advisors. On Tuesday, Pentagon spokeswoman Dana White announced that President Donald Trump had given his authorization to equip Kurdish elements of the Syrian Democratic Forces as necessary to ensure a clear victory over IS in Raqqa. Ms. White also stressed the Pentagon was keenly aware of Turkey's concerns. We want to reassure the people and government of Turkey that the U.S. is committed to preventing additional security risks and protecting our NATO ally. The U.S. continues to prioritize our support for Arab elements of the SDF. Raqqa and all liberated territory should return to the governance of local Syrian Arabs. The Pentagon has previously armed only Arab elements of the SDF. On Wednesday morning, the Turkish government denounced the U.S. decision. We cannot accept the presence of terrorist organizations that would threaten the future of the Turkish state, Mr. Kanakli told Haber in an interview. We hope the U.S. administration will put a stop to this wrong and turn back from it. Such a policy will not be beneficial. You can't be in the same sack as terrorist organizations. The YPG and its political arm, the Democratic Union Party, PYD, denies any direct links with the PKK, which is waging an insurgency in Turkey for Kurdish autonomy. The BBC's Mark Lone in Istanbul says the U.S. decision is a huge slap in the face of its ally, which has consistently said arming the Kurds would be its red line. Ankara is particularly irked that it was announced days before President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visits Mr. Trump in Washington and as Turkish high-level officials were there urging the White House not to go ahead, our correspondent adds. Mr. Erdogan has argued that the YPG should be excluded from the Raqqa offensive and urged the U.S. to switch to supporting a Syrian Arab rebel force that has driven us out of the border area in the past year with the help of the Turkish military. Ms. White said the equipment provided to the Kurds, who make up 40% of the SDF's 50,000 fighters, according to U.S.-led coalition officials, would be limited, mission-specific and metered out incrementally as objectives are reached. She did not mention what would be provided, but other U.S. officials indicated that it might include 120 mm mortars, machine guns and lightly armored vehicles. A senior Kurdish official told the Associated Press that the U.S. decision carried political meaning and legitimized the YPG and the Syrian Democratic Forces. But Ahmed warned it would likely be met with aggression from Turkey. Last month, Turkish airstrikes in northern Syria and Iraq's Sinjar region killed at least 20 members of the YPG and 5 Iraqi Peshmerga fighters.